You worked hard to achieve your goals. You spent a ton of time, money, and energy to get there. And then once you achieved your goals, you were greatly disappointed because it didn't turn out the way that you thought it would. Hi there, I'm Dr. Dimitris, a practicing board-certified psychiatrist. Let me give you a secret about success. We idealize it. We focus only on its positive aspects, and then we're greatly disappointed when it fails to meet expectations. So let me give you 3 tips to avoid this trap. Tip number 1 is stay balanced. As achievers, we tend to focus on goals and ignore everything else. Don't make the mistake of sacrificing your health and loved ones at the altar of achievement. Tip number 2, appreciate the journey. Focusing only on outcomes is the equivalent of going on a hike and being so focused on the destination that you fail to appreciate sights and sounds along the way. And then tip number 3 is don't equate success with happiness. Success comes with its own headaches, such as being under greater scrutiny and carrying more responsibilities. So for more tips on this topic, check out my latest post for Psychology Today. Thank you.
And welcome to Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. And I am Shanrae. Guys, welcome to week 3, part 2. This month we've been talking about if you know better, can you do better? And the conclusion came up to no. Just because you automatically know better, it doesn't mean that you're rightfully or readily going to do better. So we are on week 3. Week 1, we gave strategy about the 2-minute strategy rule. We have people who've been watching, who've actually been implementing that 2-minute rule. Week 2, we talked about, hold on, and I have my notes here, excuse me. Week 2, we talked about cognitive reappraisal, which was actually, it was still building on the 2-minute strategy rule. This week, we have been talking about, does your age, and when I'm talking about age, your senior, as a senior, does your age reflect your decision-making skills? So in your age, if you know better, can you still do better if you're 65 and older? And the answer, let's go to it. The answer came out to be yes. Yes, you still can do better when you know better. Now, I'm gonna let's move this along. I'm a degree counselor who acquired my degrees from Ashford University. This is my website disclaimer for my fellow theorists and therapists and counselors. Alrighty then. And for those of you all who wanted to see it, my website disclaimer, that's my bio. I'm not going to go into it. I'm a Christian counselor. Let me open this up and let me close it back. So my scripture that I use, that I stand by, is Deuteronomy 31:6, the NIV version, to be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you, nor will he forsake you. All right. And I love that. Now let's move on to our key points for tonight, because this 30 minutes is going to come and go very, very quickly. All right. So our key points for tonight. Number 1, how does decision-making change when we get older, when we get aged or older? Number 2, decision patterns over a lifespan. That's a good one. Number 3, the aging circuits. Number 4, rethinking age-related changes. Okay. Number 5 is our takeaway. Number 6 is our quote. Now, I want to go back to the video that I had on my introduction. Good evening, Peaches. How are you? Good evening, Peaches. So what the doctor said from the video, number 1, he said he wants us, when we're trying to reach our goals, he wants us to stay balanced. Number 2, he wants us to appreciate the journey. Don't get so, like, I got to make this goal till you don't appreciate the journey. And trust me, I'm guilty. I'm one that's guilty. I get so frustrated if I'm not accomplishing certain goals and I don't appreciate the journey. And so this is something that I have to take into consideration as well. Number 3, don't equate success with happiness. And a lot of people, including me, at some point have equated success with happiness. And those are 2 different things. I'm actually probably going to do something, a study on that. Success and happiness, the difference between the 2. Okay. All right, so let's move this along. So my reason, I'm going to be honest, my studies for tonight is a bit boring. So it's very, very scientific. So I'm going to be bouncing between my my studies from Tuesday night and tonight, because I don't want to bore y'all, and I don't want to be bored. Okay, so we're going to recap on Tuesday night, but I want to give you the different theories and the different findings that I built upon the topic for this week. Okay, so the question again is, can older people do better when they know better? They talk about 65 and older. And the answer is yes. Older adults can and do better when they know better. Researchers show that nearly half of adults aged 65 and older can improve their cognitive or physical functions over time, which has proven that gaining new knowledge, skills, and positive mindsets leads to measurable personal growth rather than inevitable decline. So I talked about on Tuesday night how there's a couple of people that are in their 60s and 70s that are my sheroes and heroes. And I keep saying, when I get grown, I want to be like them. Okay, because they are knocking it out the box. I have a cousin that lives in Texas. Her name is Alice. She's in her 70s, and she is her go-to thing is roller skating. She is an expert roller. They get out there and they do their thing. I mean, roller skating. I don't know how to roller skate, but that's encouraging me to not be afraid to get out there and try and learn. Okay. And her physical appearance, her mental state, everything is so sharp. She looks good. She does not look her age. I mean, and that's one of my sheroes right there. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's move this along, because I will get off a topic or stop moving this around. So let's open this up a little bit and let's close it back. Yes, that was the question, and the answer to the question that I just asked. And we're going to move this on to our next slide. So how does decision-making change with age? So Dr. Emily Sohn, S-O-H-N, she talks about building on decades of, she's talking about research. I'm not going to be talking about all this research tonight because it gets to be a bit boring. But she has decades of research on the neural circuitry of decision-making. Researchers are now exploring how those circuits evolve over a lifespan. So they don't decline, they evolve, okay? So Dr. Emily, she talks about how life is full of consequential decisions. We know that. She talked like, how should you invest your savings? Is it okay to trust the person on the phone who's asking you for money? Should you have surgery or start a new medication? She talks about how the strategies that they use to make these decisions evolve over time. That's encouraging, because I'm in my mid-50s, and to know that things are still evolving as I get older, that is so exciting to me. So she talked about a large body of research that showed that as we age, we draw more on prior experiences, take fewer risks, and make decisions more quickly. To take for a few examples. Now, there's an old saying, when you know better, you do better. Okay? That's what we're talking about. When you know better, you do better. Everybody doesn't do that. Okay? But if you can think about your past experiences, and maybe, because everybody learns something for the first time. If you get into a situation, for instance, if you never experienced driving a car and getting a flat tire, well, that's your first time experience. You learn what to do from that. So if it ever happened again, you should not be relearning what to do when you get a flat tire. You should already know what to do from your prior experience. This is what Dr. Emily is talking about here. Okay? When you've learned something, you shouldn't constantly be relearning things over and over and over again. That means that there's some things that you have to work on cognitively if you're constantly relearning the same things. Okay, so like I use the example, Bridget. Hi, Sister Bridget, how are you? And unfortunately, there are some people out there that they are constantly relearning things of the same things over and over and over and over again. That tends to be a bit scary. Hey, how you doing, Aunt Faith? How you doing? That tends to be a bit scary. When you're constantly learning the same things over and over and over again, that means that you really should go and look into, see what is going on so you can help yourself. It looks like I'm not on Facebook. Am I not on Facebook? I gotta be, but it's not showing up on my phone. So I don't know. I'm sure I'm on Facebook. Yeah, I think I am, but it's just not showing up on my phone for some reason. Because I wanted to greet everybody on my Facebook, but that's not working. Well, it's all right. We're gonna keep it moving, guys. We're gonna keep it moving. All righty then. So Dr. Emily talks about this research. She said, building on decades of animal research, and they test animals. Hey, Helen, how you doing? They test animals rather than humans, which is a lot safer to test animals. And so she said, the research on the cells and circuits that are involved in their decision making, the animals, the decision making pattern with them. They're now starting to explore that the age-related changes in the brain may be responsible for that shifting behavior. So a better understanding of these changes are how they manifest both cognitively and neurologically. Now, I'm going to jump over to what I talked about on Tuesday night. Research has found out that many people assume getting older means slowing down mentally, physically, or both. But a recent Yale study, they did a study for 12 years on over 11,000 adults age 65 and older. And they found out that their cognitive functions actually improved. Okay. So it would suggest that more than 26 million older persons are experiencing an improvement in their functions. That's a good thing. 65 and older. Okay, to me, that's a blessing. Y'all know I'm a Christian, so I'm gonna say that's a blessing to hear. So decision patterns over the lifespan, Dr. Emily, and I'm jumping because I'm moving between what I taught on Tuesday and then now tonight. Decision patterns over a lifespan. Dr. Emily says that decision making involves many steps, each requiring complex processes, okay, in the brain. She said over the last 2 decades, their laboratory studies have documented a variety of ways that decision-making behavior changed with age. Some of them are detrimental, others are beneficial, okay? So I'm going to jump back over what we talked about on Tuesday night. Dr. Levy, her research talked about that the number of people that showed improvement surprised him. Okay, he even went and he showed his findings to AARP, to the AARP. And y'all know a lot of us are part of AARP. Okay, Dr. Levy wasn't expecting to be as high as it turned out, but his research measured that cognitive function with a global cognitive performance assessment, measured physical function by walking speed. Their participants were considered to have improved their scores. Their scores increased over 12 years of study. And he said that many people equate aging with an inevitable and continuous loss of physical and cognitive abilities. But they found out, that's not true. Hey, Tempest, how you doing? That's my cousin. How you doing, Tempest? They found out that is not true. He said that Dr. Levy's research showed that a long-running University of Michigan survey, they sampled 20,000 people. The findings did not mean that everyone gets sharper or stronger with age, but many of them did. They got sharper, and he said that it depended on their mindset. It all depends on your mindset. We as Christians, there's a scripture in the Bible that says that as a man thinketh, so is he. This is what he's talking about right here. The way you think, what you think you are is what you're going to be. I shared on Tuesday night. Oh, I miss you too, Tempest. I shared on Tuesday night that I knew some, when I was younger, I met some older people. And they would always talk about how they couldn't wait till they got old. They couldn't wait till that. And I was like, why? I don't get it. Why? Why can't you wait till you get old? Why? And they felt like that they would have more respect when they got older. And unfortunately, when they got in their they got like 70, and they passed. They passed. They really didn't live not too much longer after 70 years old. We all know that 70 is not old. 70 is not old at all. What they say, 70 is the new 50. But because they always couldn't wait, they told me, I can't wait till I get old. I can't wait till I get old. When they got old, then they were gone. And that wasn't even old, 70. That wasn't, but they were gone, you know? And so as a man thinking, like Dr. Levy, he said, it depends on a person's mindset. If you have the mindset, oh, I'm sick. You know how sometimes when you're greeting people and how you doing, oh my God, my sciatica, oh my back, oh, this gallbladder. So when you're like that all the time, it's problems, it's going to be problems. You're going to have some problems. But if you can readjust or reframe your mindset and say, when somebody say, even if you may be feeling a certain way, I feel good. I feel good. And the more you say it, the more you're going to start feeling, I actually feel good. I'm doing well. It's about that mindset. So the decision making, I'm going to jump back over to Dr. Emily. She talks about your decision making patterns. Basically, in layman's terms, what Dr. Emily has been saying is most old people, 65 and older, they don't have to think real hard about stuff. They ain't got to think real hard about stuff anymore because they've experienced so much in their lifetime that they're just going back on their experience from when they was younger, something that happened in the past. And this is what I did in the past. This is what worked, and this is what I'm going to do. And it's going to fix it. Now, there is a plus and a minus side to that because we're not, hey, how you doing, Talent? How you doing? Talented? How you doing? There's a plus and a minus side to it because we're in the age of technology, AI and all of that. Now, one thing I have learned about my 65 and older plus community, they not scared. As they say down here in the South, they not scared. They not afraid. They don't mind going to their senior community centers and take their new courses, on whatever is coming up, learning about computers and learning about the new technology, getting certified in different things. And so I love that 65 plus community because they're not afraid. Even if time is changing and things are changing and we're getting more into technology, a lot of them are not afraid to learn it. And as a matter of fact, a lot of them can put us to shame because they know they actually have a little bit more time to go and to educate themselves on it while we're working. We're a lot of us are still in a working field. So it's a little harder for us to go from work and then go to courses and stuff like that and navigate, so they take their time, and a lot of times they use their time wisely and they learn about these upcoming things. Let me tell you about Peaches. She is a dime piece. Is that what they call it? Peaches she don't look her age. Trust me. Peaches is a baddie. What you call a baddie? Peaches don't look her age, and when she tell people her age, they be sitting there like, what? Say what now? She knows she look good, and you talk about youthful. I mean, was run circles around us all. So what Tipper said, I can vouch for that, especially the singers that call into my they stay on top of it. I'm telling you, we can learn a lot from the 65 plus community, and so. Dr. Emily is giving us the scientific version of this decision patterns over lifetime. But Dr. Levy, who I talked about on Tuesday night, Dr. Levy just broke it down with their 12-year study. And I'm trying to move this along because when I say this, this research is a lot scientific, and I don't want to bore y'all at all. So let me move to aging circuits. Now, aging circuits is within your mind, your prefrontal cortex, your electrical nodes in your brain. What they found out with 65 and older community, they said that researchers are now taking a deeper look at the age-related changes in decision-making circuits. For example, exploring how evolving connectivity in the prefrontal cortex influences their decision-making throughout the lifespan. Now, they break it down. They say in the early life, the number of synapses is the electrical currents that are going through our brain. The number of synapses in the brain, it grows very fastly. It moves faster. And now it says followed by a period of intense pruning, but some pruning continues within adults, but not with the same level of reorganization as in their early development. So as you go on, it slows down a little bit. Then it says the refined circuits of the adult brain allows more consistent decisions in responses to the inputs and modeling. Okay, so that's very scientific, guys. It means that with the experience that you've had, you can actually make better decisions as you get older in life. All right. Then they talked about as they got older. It says later. So Maestro is starting to look at how synapses change later in life. So if another dramatic period of synapses loss accompanies old age, that could explain why flexibility declines, making it harder for individuals to switch their behavior. What I was talking about, it's harder to change in some circumstances. Okay, but overall, Dr. Emily says that they have new insights into why behaviors do change over time. They understand how structure is changing, and it could help them understand. So, all right. So let's go back to Dr. Levy. Dr. Levy said that the researchers and their research, it showed that people's belief about aging helped predict who improved and who did not. Like I said, as a man thinketh, so is he. It says participants with a more positive aging helped predict who improved. Okay, more positive outlook on aging at the start of their study. They significantly were more likely to improve in both their cognition and their physical stance. Okay, but they said those that were a little bit more depressed and everything, their cognition and everything, it declined. And because it was how they thought. So Dr. Levy said that people absorb ideas. They have ideas about getting older from their culture around them, including the media, the marketing, and advertising that frame aging as a time of universal and inevitable decline. But he says that's not so. If people are able to take in more positive age beliefs or resist some of the negative messages that getting older from our culture, or are able to shift their age beliefs. Dr. Levy said that the positive age beliefs can act as a resource. Again, if you have a positive mindset, doesn't matter how old you are of your age, because age is just a number. As long as you keep a positive mindset, your mind, your cognition, and even your functioning will always be a lot better than someone who has more negative thoughts. Okay, Dr. Levy said that the findings can also apply to people who are dealing with health challenges, especially those who are considering changes to their everyday habits that could support resilience or recovery. So he talks about if you need counseling, it's okay to invest in counseling for yourself to help you reframe your mindset, to help you think a little bit better, to help you, because again, we know a happy heart, a happy mindset. That's the start of any great thing. Any great thing. The video that I played when we first came on, that doctor talked about how we're to stay balanced, appreciate our journey, and don't equate our success with happiness. Success and happiness are two different things. Listen, you can still be happy. You can still be happy even if you did not accomplish a goal. Last week we talked about how we can bring the humor, and last week we talked about the cognitive reappraisal. If we can take something good out of a negative situation. Let me give you an example. This is an example, guys. So if someone may have been in a car accident, and their car got totaled, what is something positive you can get out of this? I look at the fact that the person was able to walk away unscathed. They was able to walk away with no injuries or anything to their physical being. The car might have been total, but they're still together. You can get another car, but it's really hard. It's not easy to get another you. So this is what we were talking about last week with cognitive reappraisal. If we can just take something positive out of a negative, unfavorable situation that you may be experiencing at that time, reframe what it is and try to focus on the positive rather than the negative, that cognitive reappraisal, then it'll affect your health better. It'll affect your mindset better. You won't that depression and stuff won't set in. It'll affect even the family, the people that you're around. Because a lot of times when people are in a bad mood, they're taking it out on the people that are close to them. That's not right. That's not fair. So again, that cognitive reappraisal, if we can think about something, take something positive out of something that's uncomfortable that you may be experiencing. Now, getting back to the 65 and up community, I believe, and I've seen with the research here with Dr. Levy and with Dr. Emily, that again, your mindset is the key, is the actual key to your life being more productive, more positive, happier, more joyful. You see what I'm saying? That with your life. So again, everything does begin. It begins with our mindset. All right. I am good. I'm finished. 4 minutes early, guys. I am finished for tonight. Next week is our fourth and final week, and we're going to be talking about a different topic, but still going along with the question for the month. Hey, Heart. If you know better, can you do better? Or should you do better? Readily? No. Even though you might learn something better, it doesn't mean that you're automatically going to incorporate the better into your life. You have to get it. Those things come in stages. All right. And so even with we're talking about this week, the 65 and up community. Now they know better, they do better because of their life experience. So that's a plus. That's a plus, knowing that as you get older, when you know better, you will definitely do better because throughout your life experience, whatever you've experienced, you know the pros and the cons of certain situations. So you don't want to experience them cons. You want to experience the pros. So that's why they do better when they know better because of their life experience. Okay. And so with us that may not be there yet, whatever life experience we can take, learn from it, do it, incorporate it in your world, you'll be happier and better off for it. But if you're learning something for the first time, because we don't know everything, if you are learning something for the first time, learn it, apply it, and don't have to keep relearning it over and over again. If you get to the point where you have to keep learning the same lessons over and over again, I strongly suggest go and seek out some counseling, because that's something that you must overcome in order to get to the best position that you can be in your lifetime. All right. So let's move on to our takeaway. Our takeaway for tonight is, and it's going to be for the entire week, or it's been 4 weeks. It's the same thing. I love this takeaway, and it's going to be the same quote. I have not changed anything, and my papers are sticking together, guys. I'm sorry. All right. The takeaway is, knowing what you want to do doesn't always translate to action. But if you're perpetually postponing change, or if your attempts are repeatedly unsuccessful, pause long enough to identify what the issue is. Understand the cause or the causes before you start taking the next steps to remediate it, okay? You got to solve the issue in order to move forward, in order to get the progress or the success that you're looking for. Our quote for the month is and has been, it is our duty as men and women to proceed as though the limits of our abilities do not exist. And that is by Pierre Desjardins. All right. So this is for my fellow theorists. This is where my studies have come from. Hi, Gaga. She said, as you get older, you look back and see your mistakes, and you don't make the same mistakes. And this, all right. And you heard it from her. You heard it from Gaga. Gaga looks amazing. Gaga, if she chooses to share her age, but when I say that there is nuggets, what she just gave us, I'm gonna put it on there once again. This is nuggets, what she said. As you get older, you look back and see your mistakes, and you do not make the same mistakes and decisions over and over. And that's nuggets right there. I love that. All right. So let me do my service announcements. Here we go. Better Up. Create a personal and professional transformation through expert coaching. www.betterup.com. If you're looking for a lifestyle coach, betterup.com. Next is, and y'all please excuse me, my sinuses have been bothering me all week long. ADA Plus Community. Empowering adults with ADD, OCD, and ADHD to live their best lives. A different brain requires a different approach. www.adapluscommunity.com. Our next is BetterHelp. So if you want a safe space to speak with a licensed professional online, BetterHelp offers affordable counseling sessions for individuals, couples, and for the family members. www.betterhelp.com. And the next one is 988 Crisis Helpline, where help is available. If you want to connect with people that you can trust if you're struggling, it's okay to share your feelings. The 988 Lifeline provides 24/7 free and confidential support for people who are in distress, prevention and crisis resources for you or your loved ones, and the best practices for professionals within the United States. The 988 Crisis Helpline. And this organization, I love. Learning RX has been around for well over 30 years. They've been helping people succeed for over 30 years. So they offer brain training, offers a way to strengthen your thinking skills. Rather than delivering information, this is what they do. They have courses, classes for you. They have helped all of their clients improve their IQs by at least 13 points during their period, their time of training, brain training. And their students have made significant gains in skills like their working memory, their long-term memory, and their attention. www.learningrx.com, adult learning and tutoring. So if there is a past Counsel of the Day with Shanrae series that you've missed or you just want to rewatch, go to my YouTube channel at Shanrae Price. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, and then select any past series that you want to watch. All right. And my final one tonight is I am a professional private counselor. I offer private counseling. So if you're interested in professional one-on-one counseling services, feel free to contact me via Facebook Messenger at Shanrae Owens, via my email, or you can email me at shanrae.price@gmail.com. I'm a lifestyle strategist, and my aim is to aid you in your life's goals and your life's dreams. Thank you for participating on this week. I will see you on my fourth and final week next week. We're talking on a different topic, and we'll be ending it next week on next Tuesday and next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to seeing y'all then. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Guys, it's still hot out there. It's still summer. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. I'll see y'all next Tuesday and next Thursday. Good night, everybody. And I'm going to end this tonight. I'm going to play this again and then end it. Because I want, for those that didn't see it when we first started, I want y'all to hear what the doctor said about the three things. Stay balanced, appreciate the journey, and don't equate success with happiness. So I'll see y'all next week, and then I'm going to play it again.
You worked hard to achieve your goals. You spent a ton of time, money, and energy to get there. And then once you achieved your goals, you were greatly disappointed because it didn't turn out the way that you thought it would. Hi there, I'm Dr. Demetrius, a practicing board-certified psychiatrist. Let me give you a secret about success. We idealize it. We focus only on its positive aspects, and then we're greatly disappointed when it fails to meet expectations. So let me give you 3 tips to avoid this trap. Tip number 1 is stay balanced. As achievers, we tend to focus on goals and ignore everything else. Don't make the mistake of sacrificing your health and loved ones at the altar of achievement. Tip number 2, appreciate the journey. Focusing only on outcomes is the equivalent of going on a hike and being so focused on the destination that you fail to appreciate sights and sounds along the way. And then tip number 3 is don't equate success with happiness. Success comes with its own headaches, such as being under greater scrutiny and carrying more responsibilities. So for more tips on this topic, check out my latest post for Psychology Today. Thank you.